let's start. Okay, so welcome to this session on 3 case studies and virtual events up to 34,000 people. Basically, my goal is to share like sessions that happened, online events that happened before Corona, because I think that's also interesting for the future. So when it's all is done, these kind of events can still stay. So I'm going to share a community event. So how an online community takes place, and this is a customer already for I think 5 years, and they're already organizing a virtual event for 10 years. They do online roundtables and workshops. Then a global PropTech event. This was an event with like a real full event, in a way that you can actually attend the event like a physical event, but then keynotes and roundtables, and they use it to grow their community internationally, because they don't need the location and people can attend from everywhere. And I quickly jump into a pre-event. So how a pre-event can help build an increase in ticket sale. So to make people warm, make people commit earlier to actually attend the physical event. Well, let's start with the case study on WebEx. Basically, does somebody already have a question? Then raise your hand or put it in the Q&A. All right? Good. I'll lower the hands of the people that have now their hand up. All right, great. So I'm also going to launch polls after every case study. So the objective of WebEx was that they had around 250 implementation and mastery sessions. They are actually a coaching community, a World Business Executive Coaching Summit it's called. And they had over 100 roundtables over a 3-week event. And they needed an easy way for the attendees to view and register for each event. And I think this was in 2017, and they came to us and we said, okay, online events, let's give it a try. And actually from that moment, we start doing virtual events, and we actually allowed the sessions to be imported in our system with Zoom, links into NetworkTables, and attendees, they could choose a spot at the roundtable discussions and IM sessions, seeing who else is attending. And I quickly show you how that looked. Let me check. I think it's this one. Yeah. So basically they branded the whole platform themselves. So this is also possible. And as you see here, they have a number of sessions. And if I click on the session, basically people could easily sign up and see who else is attending. Oh, that's WebEx. And I think one of the big things, one of the big outcomes for them was that the links to the sessions were shared over 1,900 times on social media, which 90% of them was on LinkedIn. So basically, this is what I didn't expect. So actually, the whole flow of joining the sessions also resulted in promoting the sessions. And in this way, it's easy for people to keep track of when and where their sessions take place. And another outcome was that the reminders, they really help increase show up rates. So I quickly show you, for example, what happened on LinkedIn, what I mean with like LinkedIn shares. So you see, so here, like 1 week ago, like speakers, what they do, they basically share their link to their sessions. And I see here 16 likes, 4 comments, you see. And I think this is a great way to build out your community, like letting people share sessions because they attend, and I think it's a nice way to attend, and then register for the sessions while they're even not in the network. So, does someone has already an urgent question at this moment? Maybe please raise your hand. Let's have a look. Nobody? So do you guys understand? And oh, someone was there, but it lowered. No urgent question, then I'll launch a poll. Ah, Avinash. Let's give the word to Avinash quickly. Hey, Avinash. Can you mute yourself? Then you can talk.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. but you start muting yourself. Yeah, that's fine. So what's your question? Can you hear me? Avinash? Maybe feel free to put it in the Q&A. If you can put it in the Q&A, I can answer it live after the session. Okay. So basically, these guys used our tool, and they're still using our tool. I think now for 3-4 years, and basically they use it to let people attend a number of sessions. And now they have not a 3-week event, but they have a full year event with hundreds of sessions, and people sign up to NetworkTables for all of these sessions, and they have one big schedule, and all of the reminders get through our system. And this way they make sure that the people show up in time, like for example now. So I'll quickly launch a poll. There we go. Do you see? So the question is, are you considering launching online communities yourself? Quite interesting. 6 people so far. It's going 50-50. I will directly share the outcomes, and then we jump to the next case study. But if you have any questions about this, just raise your hand like Avinash, and if Avinash, if you can talk, then try again. All right, I will release the results. I think it's 62%, 38. You see? It's quite interesting. 17 people are considering launching to organize an online community. Does someone have questions about doing that? Okay, sure. Yeah.
What in your opinion is the difference in approach if you look like a normal online event compared to an online community? What in your opinion are the steps to take?
Yeah.
Comparing these two.
Yeah, so I think when you launch an online or like physical event, I think what you're doing is you're building up to one event date, right? So 1 or 2 days where actually people are going to attend, right? So it's 1 or 2 days. So in a community, I think what you need to do is you need to make sure that there's continuously a load of sessions taking place. I think that's a big difference. So I think you need to have community members that lead those sessions. So I think in WebEx, what they do is they do a call out for sessions. I think already 3-4 months before their full summits start. And they collect loads of sessions. They collect hundreds of sessions at different kind of dates. And then I think they use the time before the event to collect those sessions, and then at some point they go live and all the sessions are already there. Does that answer your question? Or not? Sure.
Yeah, it did, but my kitchen is also the office for the children, so the iPad was loudly on. I'm sorry for that.
Okay. No worries. Okay, good. So let's jump to the next case. All right. So besides that, I'd like to discuss a case where this event was called Global PropTech Online. Basically, the objective was to launch a way to expand their national community into an international community. So it's quite interesting. So there are a national community of members in the PropTech industry, like the real estate world. And basically, they wanted to find a way to expand their community into an international community. And what they did is basically together with them, we tried to find a way on how to grow their member base rapidly. If you do this on organizing offline events, you're very limited to location. So what we suggested is to organize an online event, and they did. So an online event was launched with online keynotes and roundtables, and members were invited to join and attend one keynote for free. Registration was open to anyone, and this is the way they actually had built. They grow their database rapidly. They spread the link through newsletter, social media, and this way a lot of people internationally joined the community. And also they made ticket sale, because they were actually asking people to upgrade their tickets to a higher ticket to join more sessions that could be ordered through Eventbrite. And I quickly show you how that looked. Here's a screenshot, you see. So basically this is I think a lot of people, this is quite interesting now, because they're thinking on how to, you know, what the price should be for an online event. Should it be half? Should it be the same? And I think what they did is they had like some sort of freemium model. So there was a free ticket to attend, I think, one keynote. And if you would like to attend more keynotes and the roundtables, you should have applied for one of these tickets. See? Does anyone have questions so far? Oh, I think there's some questions in the Q&A as well. Is there someone with a question that I should answer live? Maybe please raise your hand. Someone like maybe currently looking into pricing models, and maybe interesting to share like how you're currently pricing your online event yourself in the chat. What I, for example, read is, are these all webinar sessions or also interactive? So yeah, it's an interesting question. Shall I answer it live? Yeah. So I think interactive how? So I think what we're now doing is a webinar session, right? So it's not so, it's I try to make it interactive by putting up your hand, but not many people are doing that. So please do if you have any like urgent questions. And also I hope that you all like are now heavily chatting with each other and discussing maybe how you share or how you price your event, for example. So how are they interactive? I think the roundtables, I will quickly show you later on, but I can quickly show you already how it looked. Where is it? Here we go. No. Sorry, 1 second. Ah, I can't find it, sorry. Let me find it. Global Optech Online, I see it. So basically, people could join in roundtable. So there are sessions, like interactive sessions here, you see? And basically in interactive sessions, how that works is that people go into a Zoom room and then that everybody talks and everybody sees each other and have a discussion. So this is the way to make it, interactive. But these are all keynotes that were taking place like we're currently doing now. Let me quickly go back and answer more questions, or shall I jump to the outcomes of this session? Does anyone have an urgent question that wants to be answered live? Then please raise your hand. Yeah. Hey, Thelma.
Hey, Matthijs. Yeah, I've asked my question in the Q&A, but I was very curious.
Oh, I see.
Because, I wanted to know the reason why people were asked to pay a fee. Is that also to decrease the number of no-show? Because the objective is pretty clear to me, that they want to grow the member community.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So what you saw here is that I think then they needed to find a way to cover costs, right? Mm-hmm. So I think, because I think all of those sessions, I think that you also need to pay for it in terms of video streaming, also the NetworkTables platform. So I think for them it was a way to also find out if this could be a business model for the future.
Okay.
Because do you think that all events should be free or
no, I was just wondering. No, certainly not. I think that that you rather ask to pay for something, but if you have the objective that you want to enlarge your community, and I see it less, but I don't know because I have that screenshot of the ticket information on top, so I cannot see if that's the correct objective that I'm telling now. But if you want to, next to expanding your own community, also give like the knowledge sharing, then people know why they would pay. You know, I'm missing the objective in.
Yeah, I get it.
Why should someone pay for being a member?
Yeah, I get it. So I think what they did in the end, I agree with you. I think they focus more on getting as much as members as possible. And I think at some point they also stepped away from this ticketing model. So they were basically granting people for free some upgrades. But I think for them, it's just a nice way to get people in for a free keynote, but also on the other hand, cover costs that they made.
Yeah.
And I think this is an interesting model for also people that are currently thinking about organizing an online event and doing that as a replacement or as an extra of a physical event, because I think there's still costs to be made, right?
There are, yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why I was interested in
cool.
reason why, but thank you. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Quickly, Marike, and then we join to the outcomes. Hey, Marike. You can.
Table sessions. Oh.
Sorry, again.
Okay,
I was
wondering. You integrate Zoom in the network tables. Do you sometimes also use tools or apps like Mural or Miro? You can do.
Yeah. So I think you can.
Is it incorporated in the network table sessions, for example?
Yes, I think you can use any tool. So basically, what you can do is we can recommend Zoom because I think it's one of the largest. But I think what we now see is we have events that use Google Meets. We have events that use Whereby, GoToWebinar. You can use any tool.
Yeah, but then Zoom, with Zoom, then you share your Mural, but can Mural then be automatically integrated as soon as people sign up to the meeting? You need to, because Mural is not the same as Zoom, obviously.
Oh, okay.
Mural is like, you can mind map or do brainstorming with Post-its online.
Yeah.
So is there a way to not only link it to Zoom, but as soon as you register to a specific table, you can also link up to the formats of Mural?
So like an extra link. So here's the Zoom link, and here's the link to the.
So then you can join. You can join the whiteboard, let's say, and then you can work on the whiteboard together.
Yeah, I think for now, what the way could be is that, for example, you could add that to a session description. Makes sense. So people also, I think you also receive the session description when you get the reminder. You can add any links. Like here's the link to the Jamboard. Here's the link to this. Here's the link to that. Yeah.
Clear.
Okay, good. Thanks. Okay, let's quickly continue. I think there are some answers of some questions. Stuart, is there a maximum within 50 for keynotes? No, it can be limited, but I thought 50 would be nice. 1 second. Marike, disable talking. Yeah. I will also answer more questions after. I have one more case study to do. The outcome of this event was that it was attended by over 2,000 international attendees. And I think this is huge for a national Dutch community. And I think what they also showed is that they launched a freemium event pricing model to actually trigger to upgrade tickets. And I think this is very interesting for everybody that's currently thinking about launching online events and how to price it. So does anyone already have experience with pricing online events? Maybe you can share this in the chat with each other. Who has experience? I have. Yes, I do. Okay, great. So because maybe after the session, people can connect through NetworkTables with the people that they are interested in and maybe follow up with. So maybe you can learn from each other. So anybody that is, okay, interesting. So James Smith is charging £95 per ticket. I think that's reasonable. And do you have different levels, James Smith, of pricing? So do you is it just one fee or not yet? Okay. Good. Besides that, the big outcome of this is that the company community is now international. I think that they reached their goal. And now my question is, are you considering launching a full online event like this? So it's not an online community, but are you thinking of doing a full 1 or 2 or 3 day event? Interesting. I think it's going to be more than online communities. I think also online community is more work, and I think it's something that should be a part of your business. And if you organize events, I think it could be a way to keep engage with your online community. But I think you should really clearly think about the whole business model behind it. Because I think if you want to run an online community, I think also people should pay for it, and they should pay a membership fee. Okay, great. I end the polling. Now's your last chance to actually get your vote. I quickly show you results. There we go. Around 14 people are thinking of organizing an online event. Maybe, guys, if you already have an online event link, or if you already have something, just drop it in the chat. So it's interesting to look at it for the other people as inspiration. If you have a page. Good. I continue. And go to this pre-event. So I think when all of this is over, I hope people don't stop organizing virtual events. I think the cases that I just mentioned are all events that happened before Corona. And why I do this is because I want to show that, it's not just a hype now, but I think you should think about it, organizing these events virtually after this is all done. So here we go. So this is a company, and their goal was to increase ticket sale for a physical event and and to make sure that tickets were bought earlier before the event. And so their goal was really, how can we make sure that people buy tickets for physical events earlier? Does someone have questions? No? Okay. So it was called World Workplace Europe Meets Facility for the Future. In this event, what they did is they run an online pre-event, so before the real event. And it was launched with online keynotes and roundtables. And sign-up was spread through newsletters and partners and social media channels. So for them, in this way, for them it was a way really to boost ticket sale. So normally their audience would only buy tickets maybe a couple of weeks in advance. And what they try to achieve now is to move that a bit more to the past. And also to make sure that people started sharing that on LinkedIn, and in this way grow their ticket sale. I'll quickly show you how this event looked. You see? So it's a very small online event. They had only online keynotes, and of course they did a bit of branding. Like here you see the bit different button colors, and what you see here, for example, this is an interesting session that only has 5 seats left. You could see who else is attending, like you do now with the webinar. Let's go back to the session. So the outcome of this event is that they saw a real big increase in ticket sale earlier before the event. So all these people started to buy the tickets, and were actually, after the event took place, the online event, people were triggered and say like, hey, how did you like it? Here's your URL to buy a ticket for the physical event. I think over 200 people attended the online event. And currently they are still organizing their event 100% virtual because of COVID. And here you see how they price it. So now instead of doing a pre-event, I think then they were forced to do it all virtually. But the nice thing is they exactly know how to do it. And I think this is pretty close to James Smith's pricing, right? James? May I have a look in the chat? You are not wrong. Okay, I'm right. Okay, great. So does anyone have questions? Like we saw now, we saw an online community. We saw a full online event, and we saw an event that was organized as a pre-event, which is this event, World Workplace Meets Europe. Then what is it? Thelma Pitchell is asking, was it completely live, or with recorded keynotes. So it was completely live. So the whole session was completely live, like this. And I think there's another person. Do you have nothing fitting to exhibition trade shows? Do you believe it will go online sometime? So that's a good question. Who has actually asked that question? Maybe wants to put his hand high, because now it's anonymous. Okay, great. Can I quickly give you the word, Piotr?
Hi.
Hey.
I'm a contractor building stands. So
Yeah.
it's quite interesting for me if anybody is considering in the future to move exhibition online, because the critical mass has been achieved now, and maybe people are already, okay, tools are there, but if someone will push for that way of communication, obviously it will save money. It will give other communication platform, and maybe reduce number of exhibition worldwide. So just having good outlook for the future, I would like to understand if this is considered at all.
So as I understand your question, you want to understand like how to run online trade shows and exhibitions virtually, right?
No, my question is if, because the critical mass that people are achieved, so people start to open themselves for remote communication. So maybe if they can lead a yoga session, if they can lead therapy sessions online, maybe they will go for exhibition online. So I'm asking if your tools, if you were considering ever to make trade fairs online.
Okay, and can you give an example of a trade fair?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give an example of a trade fair you're thinking about?
Electronic trade fair?
Yeah, so where you mean, I think you, as I understand, you mean like a event where you want to show products, right?
Obviously you will not show the physical product, so nobody will touch it, but like at exhibition you have booths, stands.
Yeah,
so
and people
you may have your stand online designed somehow on the background of your picture, and then you can invite people, tell about the product, tell about your production capacity, tell about your
I get it. Okay.
advantage. You know what I mean? It's like the trade fair is made for people to meet at one place at the same time and have hundreds, thousands of vendors.
And then they all have meetings, right? I think that's also close to the question that Tom Wessels is asking: how do you integrate the exhibitor and sponsors in these events as a business model? Mm-hmm. So I think your question is like, how can we do the events online for a trade show and exhibition? And I think one of the things is with exhibitions, you all have meetings, right, at your booth. Mm-hmm. And I think the whole goal of these exhibitions is to have high qualified meetings with people that are interested to talk to. And what I currently see is if I'm at an exhibition, I love it to have a pre-scheduled meeting tool where I can pre-schedule all of the meetings. If I don't have that, then I'm just waiting there and people pass by, right?
Okay.
I think what you will see now is that how can you run online exhibitions is by letting people have one-on-one virtual meetings. You agree?
Yeah.
And I think in our platform, what you can do besides RoundTables and Keynotes is one-on-one meetings. So how that works is that your sponsors, your exhibitors, they have their booth online with some information, and they can commit to, for example, be available for 3 or 4 hours. And then delegates, attendees, visitors of the event, they can schedule meetings with them online. And then this is what happens. They, instead of just standing there and waiting for people to pass by, attend virtual one-on-one meetings, and in this way showcase their product, showcase their business. And I think it's for us even more efficient, because for us we can share our screen and directly like make some notes. You know what I mean? So I think that like if you want to run online exhibitions, you can still do that.
But then you are talking about the formula that I am running the web meeting with potential visitors.
Yeah.
But this is not like online, you have all exhibitors and then visitor comes online and goes one by one. Okay, I want to talk to this guy. I want to talk to that guy. This one is not interesting. So it's like walking through the exhibition hall.
Yeah, but I think how it now is instead of walking throughout the exhibitions and just chatting to the people that maybe are not a good match, now you're also able to, I think now you're only talking with the people that are a good match because they have requested meetings pre-event. Make sense?
Okay, so
instead of just jumping into...
Now you are talking me that me as an exhibitor can, before the exhibition, can have a internet meeting with those whom I want to invite, and then if they are interested, they are coming for exhibition physically.
No, I think that you should see that this could be, but it's quite an interesting idea actually to organize as a pre-event. But I think how you should see it is that people pre-schedule the meetings, and then the meetings will take place online. Make sense? Maybe we can talk after this webinar about this further. It's a good idea.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. All right. So I think we end in the last poll. Shall I quickly launch it? So what do you think the poll will be? Someone can someone put it in the chat? So someone who can guess the question? I will launch it. So who is thinking of organizing an online pre-event to boost ticket sale? I mean, now is not a good time, but okay, interesting. Almost nobody. Ah, there's some people. 2 people, yes. Interesting. So we saw an online community. I think we saw an online full event. Yeah, true. No, not yet. I needed to add it. I agree with Thelma. And I saw, and we saw like an online pre-event. So a full event, a pre-event, and a community. Which of them do you think is most popular now at this moment? To the chat. Maybe someone can guess that. I will end polling and share results. You see? Full online event, I think. Okay. I think as well. Shall we have a look? I think the first poll, I think 68%, 17 people are thinking of organizing an online community. There is 14 people organizing a full online event, and there is 7 people organizing a pre-event. That's quite interesting. So online community is actually winning. Or is that because of the amount of people reacted? No, 68% of the reactions, or that they misunderstood. Yeah, I agree. Maybe that one. 68% they're thinking of launching an online community. But I think it's spread overall. So it's spread over the different types of events, and I think it also depends on the organization you are. So I quickly go back to Q&A because I think we have 3 more minutes. So is there any urgent any questions? Still more questions? I think Thelma Pitchels is putting a question again. Can you also show the return on investment of case 3? And not only the outcome, but what was spent in euros for organizing such a pre-event in the ratio of outcome? Maybe interesting to share as a report after. What says Tony Spillus? That sounds like riding a car and then they want to build a space rocket. What do you mean with that, Tony? Maybe you can raise your hand and yeah. Hey, Tony.
Hi. No, it's just that if you're doing only physical events now,
yeah,
and your dream right now is to immediately go to switching to online community, I think it's a little bit too far a stretch probably for most of the organizers.
Yeah, I agree. So you're saying that the step is too big, that it is first organize
it's giant. It's not too big, it's giant.
And do you have experience with that yourself?
No, not in the sense that I've met people that want to, let's say, run an online community right now. But I mean, I've been in the exhibition industry for a very long time now, and most of them, with all due respect, but they have no clue about online.
Exactly.
And I would say that it really doesn't make sense to have this as an aspiration right now.
And the online community, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, and what do you think makes sense? Because I know that you have quite a long time experience, right? How long do you have experience with online events?
Not necessarily with online events, but mostly with physical events. The thing with physical events is that, especially when you look at larger exhibitions in the world, they are really good. These organizations are really good at doing sales and administration, let's say, but they lack the skills to go immediately for running a full online community or a full online event.
Okay, cool. So if you have like one more sentence, what would you recommend all of these people here that are now trying to organize an online event?
Well, go with the pre-event.
Okay, cool. Thanks. So last question, really last question. I hope everybody liked this. It's the first session, so I definitely think there's feedback for the next session. I quickly launch my last poll. Would you like to know more about NetworkTables? And we have 1 more minute, so quickly let me know the votes. Okay, great. And I think to end this, just raise your hand if you. I could quickly share the results. Here it is. I have to now finish up my session, so quickly raise your hand if you liked the session. And if you would say that, would you recommend this to others? Just raise your hand. Okay, quiet. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh. 50%. So I think there's definitely room for improvement. So if you have any feedback, or if you have any if you want to know actually anything more or more case studies, I had some prepared that happened after Corona, but I don't have time anymore. What I will do now is quickly I will drop one link for you to look at. It's going to be drop one more link and then we finish up. 1 second. Where is it? I don't have it anymore. I'll send you an extra link with some examples of events that are now taking place because of Corona. So after Corona, or if you like to know more case studies, join the session on the 14th of April. It's on connect.networktables.com. Here, I put the link again. And thanks for all joining. And I hope, you all start organizing online events. And if you need help, let us know. All right. Bye-bye.